Hello everyone. Um, this is first of the three videos for April 27th. Okay, April 27th, Monday, April 27th. The good news is that all the restaurants are open, and also, as you can tell, I need a haircut. So I'm glad that the hair salons and barbershops they're opened. But I've been trying to call my hair salon and so I can make an appointment, but they won't answer. They will not answer. So I don't know what to do. So I just gotta keep calling them and make an appointment. So hopefully, pretty soon I'll get a haircut and I'll be able to make these videos with neater hairstyle. Okay. All right. Today we're gonna start on Unit 2. Okay. Unit 2. All right. So we're gonna start Unit 2, which is page 18. It is Unit 2 at school. At school. And today we're gonna specifically talk about verb tense called present perfect tense. Okay, present perfect tense. All right. So present perfect. Present perfect, okay? And the formula for present perfect is, what is it? Right. Have, has, plus what? PP, okay? And what was PP? That's right. Is what? Not present, but past. Past participle, okay? Past participle, okay? So, an example would be what? Example would be how have you been, right? How have you been? Okay. Okay, if that's the question, okay, that's a common greeting. How have you been? Okay? How have you been? All right? You say what? You say what? You say I have been fine. Okay, I have been fine. Okay, you put have there, and you would use has if it was third person singular, right? Like he has been fine or she has been fine. Okay, but here is first person singular. So I say I have been fine. Okay, so this is the form. Okay, have you? Okay, you have, this is, question forms, this is backward, but it's have has plus past participle. Been is the past participle of be, right? Be verb, okay? So I have been fine, okay? So past participle talks about what? It talks about something that happened in the, I'm sorry, did I say past participle? I meant present participle. Present participle, even though it's called present participle, okay, because we use have and has instead of the past form, which is had, and that would be past perfect. In present perfect, we use have, has, okay? That's why it's present perfect. But it's actually, if this is a timeline, okay, if it's timeline, it's actually in the past, okay? We'll call it present because we use have, has, but it's actually in the past. It's in the past, okay? So if this is now, this is right now, past participle is something that happened in the past, and it could be happening until now, like I have been fine, including right now. Somebody asks you, how have you been, right? Somebody's asking you right now, right? So you say, I have been fine, which means what? I was fine from here to there, okay? So from some point in the past up until right now, okay? Or it could have just happened sometime in the past, okay? And ended. So present perfect talks about an event in the past that started sometime in the past, and it could go all the way to the present time, or it could have ended sometime in the past as well, okay? So it's either one. So you could have said, how have you been? You could have said, oh, I have been fine until yesterday. Okay, so it ended. Okay, or you could just say, yeah, I have been fine all along, every day. Okay, so Present perfect, we use have has, but it's really talking about something that happened in the past. Okay, something that started in the past, and it could have ended somewhere sometime in the past, or it could still be happening right now. Okay, up to the present moment. All right, so that's present perfect. Okay, in a nutshell. All right, now, how do you make that negative? How do you make that negative? How do you make it negative? You say what? How have you been? I have been fine. Or you could say, what if you were sick, or you're not doing well, I guess financially or whatever. Okay, you say I. Okay, we don't use do does did here. Okay, do does did is only for what? Simple present and simple past. Okay, not for other tenses. Okay, for this one, what do you gotta do? You say I have not been fine. Okay, I have not been fine. Okay, put a negative right there. Okay, I have not been fine. Okay, put a not right there and make it negative. And if that's contracted, you say what? I haven't. I haven't. Okay, I haven't. I haven't been fine. I haven't been fine. Okay, very good. All right. By the way, this past participle, a be, okay, been. Okay, normally when you have double e, it should be a long sound, right? It should be a long sound. But in America, okay, in America, I think some other countries they do pronounce it long. But in America, this is an irregular pronunciation. Okay, so another irregular pronunciation. You have to remember, this is not a long sound. It's a short sound. Okay, you say, how have you been? How have you been? You don't say how have you been. Okay, bean is like what you eat, right? Bean. Okay, so you don't pronounce it like bean. Okay, normally you would, but this is irregular. Okay, so you say how have you been? Okay, and then you say I have been fine. I have been fine. I have been fine. No. Okay, I have not been fine. No, I have not been fine. Okay, I haven't been fine. Okay, so this one is pronounced very short, like been. Okay, or some people would pronounce it been. I haven't been fine. Okay, all right. So it's not been. Okay, all right. All right. Let's go to. Let's move right along. Let's move to page, I believe 20. Okay, page 20. Page 20. Okay, page 20. Let me see. Page 20. Page 20. Okay, there it goes. Okay. All right. So we're gonna talk about present perfect. Especially with the words how long. Okay, how long. How long? Okay, I'm going to talk about present perfect again in a little bit in more detail and a little bit more specifically in video number 3 today. Okay, but right now I want to talk about the word how long. Okay, how long? All right. So when you say how long, when you ask a question with how long, what does that mean to you? Okay. Now, long can be distance or length. Okay, like how long is this pen? Okay, maybe like 5 inches. I don't know. Okay, so it could be a distance, but normally, I mean, usually, when somebody says how long something, they're talking about time. Time. Okay, so especially with present perfect. Okay, so if somebody says how long have you lived in the U.S.? Okay, how long have you lived in the U.S.? Okay, how long have you lived in the U.S.? That's a present perfect question, and the answer is, what do you say? You say I have been. Oh, sorry, not been. I have lived here. Okay, what? Lived here for. Okay, let's use for first. Okay, I have lived here for 10 years. Okay, for 10 years. Okay, I have lived here for 10 years. So when you use how long, okay, you gotta use, okay, preposition for. Or you could say what? You could say I have lived here since, okay, since what? 2010. Okay, so this is same information, right? Same information, right? This year is 2020. So, you lived here for 10 years, which means what? That means that, I was here since 2010. Okay, and that's 10 years, right? So the same information, but, you know, we say it in two different ways by using for or since. For or since. Okay, I have lived here for 10 years, or I have lived here since 2010. Okay, so when you use how long question, you want to use for or since. Now, what is the difference between for and since? Okay, again, this is a timeline. This is a timeline. Okay, this is a timeline. All right. So let's say this is now. This is 2020. Okay, and this is what? This is what? 2010. Okay. So this is 10 years, right? From 2010 to 2020. All right. So I have lived here for 10 years. Okay? 10 years. This is 10 years. All right? So you lived here for 10 years, or I lived here for 10 years. Okay? That means what? Okay. When you use for, we're talking about span or period of time. Okay? Span or period of time. Okay? When you use for, it's a period of time or span of time. Okay? On the other hand, if you say, I lived here since 2010, okay? This is 2010 again, and this is 2020 again. All right? It's just a point, okay? Point in time. When you use since, it's point in time, okay? A point in time. Okay, so that's the big difference between for and since. For, you use for when you want to talk about a period or span of time. Like I studied for 5 hours. Okay, I went to sleep for 10 hours. Okay, I've been in school for 6 months. Okay, so when you use for, it's span or period of time. But when you use since, it's a point in time. A point in time. Okay. I have studied English since 2015. Okay. I have been going to class. Okay. Since January. Okay. So it's a point in time. Okay. Point in time. Okay. I have been sick since last Monday. Okay, it's always point in time when you use since. Okay, all right. Now, there's one more thing I want to talk about. Okay, if we talk about, what if I say I have lived here since what? Okay. The word ago. I know a lot of you like to use that word ago, but a lot of times, we use that incorrectly. Okay? Incorrectly. So, what do you have to put here? Okay? When you want to use ago, you always have to use since. You cannot say for ago. Okay? You got to say since something ago. Okay? I have lived here. Let's use the same information, 10 years or 2010, okay? So if you use since and ago, which one do you have to use? You have to use 10 years or 2010? 10 years or 2010? 10 years or 2010? With since, we use 2010, right? I have lived here since 2010. But when you put ago, you cannot do that, okay? If I say I have lived here since 2010 ago. Does that sound right? I have lived here since 2010 ago. I know a lot of students make that mistake, but it doesn't sound right. Or if you say I have lived here for 10 years ago? No. Okay? Or for 2010 ago? That's really wrong. Okay? So what's the right way? When you use since, you want to use a span of time. Okay? 10. Okay? All right? So that's the correct way. I have lived here since 10 years ago. Okay? So even though 10 years, by itself is a span of time, a period of time, 10 years, right? 10 years of time. But when you put ago, it becomes what? It becomes a point in time again. Okay, that means what? 10 years ago. Okay? Okay? So when you use since, it's always point in time. Okay? The difference is when you just when you don't use ago, you just put the point in time, whether it's a year, a month, a date. Okay? You just put that there. But if you wanna use since with ago, you gotta put a span of time, period of time. You gotta say, I lived here since 5 months ago. Okay, I have been studying since what? 2 hours ago. Okay, you don't say I have studied since 7 o'clock ago. Okay, or 5 o'clock ago. Okay, so So this is a little confusing. Okay, so when you use for, you just put span of time. When you use since, you put point in time. But when you use since plus ago, you gotta put a span of time. Okay. And they both make point in time. Okay, I know that's a lot, and I said it really fast. But one good thing about these video lessons is that you can stop at any time. Okay, or you can go back and rewind. Okay, and see all my explanations and even my mistakes. Okay, so, when I look at my videos that I made so far, there are a lot of mistakes. I make spelling errors, and I say the opposite thing. And sometimes I catch myself, but sometimes I don't. Okay, so and maybe I actually made some mistakes, and I still don't know there's some mistakes. Okay, so don't feel bad. Okay, we all make mistakes. I certainly make a lot of mistakes, but at least know what's going on. Okay, so this is present perfect. What have and has is have and has. Okay, that's why it's present perfect instead of had. That would make it past perfect. It's present perfect. We say present perfect. Okay, but it's really what? It's really past ideas. Okay, it's really some things that happened in the past. Okay, and again, it's have has plus is past participle. Okay, that's really confusing. Present perfect uses have has plus past participle, not present participle. Okay, so present perfect, have has plus past participle, and it's not really present. It's really past ideas. It's things that happened in the past. Okay, it could have happened in the past, and it's already over by now, or it could still be it could have continued up to this moment. Okay, to the present moment. Okay? That's present perfect. All right, and um, you know when you use how long, you got to use for or since. For or since. Okay, you use for span of time, and you use since for point in time. But there's something that's not in the book. If you want to use ago, you have to use since, not for. You cannot say for ago. You gotta say since ago. And then when you use since ago, you gotta use what? You gotta use a span of time. Okay, to make it point in time. Okay, it's a little confusing. All right. Okay, so I will talk about something more related in the next video. Okay. All right. I'll talk about the word ever. Okay. It's an adverb, ever, in the next video. Okay. All right. I'll see you soon.